morning. I'm Scott Silliman, and I'd like to welcome you to Duke, for those of you who are out of town, and to our conference. By the way, this is the 12th year that we at Duke have put on an annual conference, normally in the spring, on some type of topical issues involving national security law and policy. I think you'll agree that ever since the horrendous attacks of September 11th of 4.5 years ago, there has been a continuing debate, public debate in this country, about how best to defend against further attacks of terrorism. The debate necessarily, I would suggest to you, involves both domestic and international issues of law and policy. And our conference, both today, tonight, and tomorrow, will examine a number of specific issues with regard to finding the right balance in our national security strategy. I want to, at this time, mention a few administrative things for you. All the panel discussions, all 6 of the panel discussions, will be in this room, the Janine Auditorium. And I've asked all the panel moderators to ensure that we leave at least 15 minutes at the end of every panel session for any comments or questions from you, because that is surely as important as anything that we up here might say. If, when we get to the question and answer period for each panel, if you have a comment or a question, if you would raise your hand, because we have 2 wireless microphones that will be circulating, and we are videotaping the entire proceedings today, tomorrow, and the luncheon presentation and the dinner presentation, so that we will have an accurate transcript that we produce after the conference. So if you have a comment or a question, if you could raise your hand and wait for one of the ladies to bring you the wireless microphone, and then also please identify yourself before you ask your question or your comment. For those of you who have signed up for it, we also have 2 luncheons and a dinner. Those will be held in the Thomas Center, which is immediately adjacent to this building. It is across a little walkway, and we will be meeting for the meals in the dining facility over there. Again, for those who signed up for the dinner tonight, we will start that event with a cocktail party, a hosted cocktail party in the law school at 6 o'clock. The law school is to my immediate left, the building right across the parking lot, and the doors of the law school will be open for all of you who will be joining us for that event. You've been given a packet of materials, and in the packet is an evaluation form. And those of you who are regulars at these conferences have heard me say before that we really do strive each year to make these conferences better in every way as far as content, format, and to bring you the type of issues that you think need to be discussed in this type of a conference. So I really do encourage you to use those evaluation forms and to give them back to us. I promise you that we read them and pay very close attention to your comments and try to make adjustments from a year-to-year basis to make these better events. One of the things we feel very strongly about is that we want your brief stay with us to be both personally enjoyable as far as creature comforts and also professionally rewarding. And the 2 ladies who many of you met out at the reception desk, Doris Kelly and Donna Gano, join me in wanting to make sure that we try to take care of any and all needs that you might have. So if there's anything that we can do throughout the entire conference to satisfy any needs you might have, please see the 2 ladies out at the registration desk, and we'll do everything we can to accommodate them. Again, a welcome to our conference. I think we've got a very interesting program this year. We've tried to bring in the very top experts to discuss some of these very significant and important issues, all involved in finding the right balance in our national security strategy. At this time, I'd like to turn the podium over to the conference co-sponsor and my colleague from the law school, Professor Chris Schroeder, who runs the program in public law. Chris?
Thanks, Scott. I just wanted to add my own brief welcome to Duke Law School. Even though we're in the business school, the law school planned an organized event. We've grown too large to find a room at the law school that is free and can accommodate this size crowd, so we're grateful to our friends over at Fuqua for making Janine available to us. And just on the behalf of the Dean and the Program of Public Law, to say that we're delighted to working with Scott, as we have now for the last several years, in co-sponsoring this event. The Program in Public Law is supported by the generous gift of an alumnus of ours, Rick Horvitz, who's very interested in the public law in the sense of the laws that regulate the behavior of our public and elected officials. And since 9/11, a good deal of our work and programs have focused on issues of national security, executive authority, civil liberties, as those issues, always important, have become of renewed interest and concern to many people inside and outside the Academy. And so, as I say, we're delighted to be a co-sponsor of the event. And with that, let me turn over the first panel to our colleague from the Sanford Institute for Public Policy Studies,